Hello guys, again Casper here back. I just did the uranium update very briefly. I'm not going to do any stock updates. I didn't want to do it yesterday, and neither today until we have seen the FOMC statement, which is in roughly 7 hours, where Mr. Jay Powell will come out and speak his mind, show the direction of the US and its interest rates. And then we have the what's it called, the conference an hour later, I think. So until then, nothing really happens. And yeah, but I'm just going to show you where gold and silver is, roughly 8 hours before we get the statement. And yeah, we'll also get some Bitcoin, some oil, again some ETFs, a little bit across the board, nothing major in detail, but yeah, we shall see. By the way, if you want to follow me, you can do it on YouTube here and on Twitter, and more specifically also on the Substack at uselink.inv. That goes for every single one of them. So if you like the content, be my guest. Let's see if that's the case here, with silver up, barely up here, 0.6% today. We had this initial bull flag there, roughly hovering, around that $30 level. We tagged the 30 weekly moving average, which is in my opinion, the most long-term important moving average. And we bounced up here back into the bull flag. So for now, we have like a false breakdown here. We are below this support and resistance zone at roughly 28 and change, roughly 28.7. We have a lot of support and resistance there. And you can see also today we're getting rejected a bit there. So we want to get back above, and then we have a lot more bullish views on silver. Again, wait until what happens today. Basically, until then, everything is noise. Gold here did break its blue bullish downward channel there, so that's quite good. But again, overall, long-term gold looks really, really good. Nothing to be worried about for gold. 30 weekly is coming up nicely, not too sharp. This is basically like a long correction. We should be heading higher. Yeah. Gold to silver ratio, which is very important for me because I'm very much invested into the mining sector. That goes gold and silver and uranium, copper, platinum. And whenever this ratio goes down heavily, meaning silver is outperforming gold by far, that is when the miners are moving. That is the biggest correlation that I have seen. I think I did a video on it some time ago, and yeah. Very exciting here. Not very, but we are overbought here. Overall, that doesn't mean a thing really. Again, I've been saying many times that people are using the RSI incorrectly, but I think we're topping out here with, a few days ago we had that topping spinning top there. We've come down ever since. The big candle to take out is obviously that big green candle there when we finally broke that 83 level there. So we shall see. Again, we will see a lot of movement today. Holy bananas. The Dixie here is looking really, really weak as we head into the FOMC. You can see here, roughly 104. We had a false breakdown, but 104 is a big level. And the 30 weekly, if we start to come down up here from the FOMC, the 30 weekly will catch up, and then we are definitely going to see a lower dollar. I'm not going to make any predictions. Again, the FOMC will show its hand. But also remember, the first few hours, it's a lot of noise. So what I'm mostly interested in is actually what happens tomorrow after the FOMC and where we're closing at that point in time. That is the main takeaway. But for now, we have a rising wedge here, a bearish one, and we're breaking down. So for now, bearish the Dixie. Bitcoin here, nothing much has happened ever since. Here we're still at the top of the, very close to all-time highs. My theory on Bitcoin and its fractal when you look at Amazon leading into the dot-com bubble. For now, it's still textbook that. So until we start to see that move higher, then the theory behind that is wrong. But other than that, I think we will have the exact same bubble in crypto as we saw in the dot-com bubble. And whichever crypto that survives is basically the one to get into heavily at that point in time. But for now here, Bitcoin is hovering at roughly 66,000. We shall see here. We shall definitely see. Oil, nothing much, nothing new. Still, we are in this 18-month worth of squeezing coming in. You can see no higher highs, but no lower lows neither. So we have the contraction, and yeah, a bit of an update today, but it doesn't really matter. We shall see which way it goes. The GDX, I like the GDX very, very, very much. We can zoom out here, and you can see that we are at the top of the rail. It can be very difficult to break, but we are very close. And when we do, I mean, the miners could go ballistic. And today could be the day, depending on what the good J Powell is saying here. Short term here on the weekly, we're a tad, extended. So, yeah. SILJ has broken its 4-year trend line here. Ever since, the third week is moving up nicely. We are trending. It's all good. I'm expecting a move up to roughly 50 here because you can see the supply and demand zone at roughly 50. So every time we get there, you can see we're getting either, rejected it for the past 10 years. I do think we'll go there, having a pullback, and then we'll break on the next way for gold miners. Uranium spot price is still pinching here, hasn't shown, a real direction just yet. So until then, we're still in the uptrend, which is quite nice. You have the entire uptrend from March 2020, basically ping-ponging between. So potentially we can have that move, and we will see, close to $200 basically if the timing of it stays the same. 170, 160, that's pretty cool. URNM has been under heavy fire here, basically since May. You can see we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down, if my count is correct, within an overall bullish channel. The downside is we broke the blue support and resistance rail here. We broke that last week. We do, however, have formed and confirmed this green trumpet here. So if that's the case, often you can get these very valid moves off of a trumpet here with this is like a 1-year sideways correction. But now it's definitely under some heavy fire here from, the bears are in control. We are, however, seeing some bullish buying for the past few days. Again, very early stuff here. The third week is right here. We want to really get things going. Otherwise, the third week will start to roll over and put pressure on us to the downside. So yeah, rates are looking really, really grim. In this case, I have shown you the 10-year. You can see the blue rail at the bottom here. It goes back roughly 2 years. You can see we're breaking down, retesting, and now we are definitely also looking really, really heavy as we head into the FOMC here. So rates needs to do a huge spike here, unless it wants to collapse big time. So it basically, for the next few days, needs to increase by 5% or so. Other than that, it's probably looking for more downside. Good old palladium here is still working on its long-term potential bottom here. This $850 to $900 level seems like where people are buying into, especially that 860. But again, we're still in the downtrend. The third weekly is still chopping down. So hopefully we don't see like a continued move down here for palladium. Platinum had a false breakdown last week and is now back above 960. But until we break that roughly $1,050 to $1,100 level, I really don't put too much attention to it because basically everything is noise. I'm still watching this mega inverted head and shoulders, and therefore I needed to break up here, right? So again, we still have a few months here until we can get there, but platinum here at some point in time is definitely going to break out big time. Again, 1100 is the highest point. Anywhere between 1050 and 1100 is my big go signal. And you will definitely see that because when we get there at any point in time, we will see these big, 3-4% candles, and it's on. Copper, good old copper, we turned really bullish at $4. The target was $5 up here. That major triangle high, overshot a bit, and we have come down a lot further than I would have thought, really. I thought this would be the lowest we could go, that pivot there. We came all the way down to roughly $4 again here. I'm very confident that we have a big bottom here for some time for copper. It has been punished way too much here in the short term, so I'm expecting a little bit of a bounce back here. Maybe, you know, we will see some resistance at 4.3. Gas here is looking more and wow, more and more exciting. We had a bearish channel down here. We broke down and now we're back retesting. You can see we're retesting, but we're retesting it pretty up high. You know, we're basically taking out, you know, most of the highs up here. So gas here looks explosive. No pun intended. And yeah, so you can see here, I think gas could be in for a move, like 20-30% here in the short term if it gets going. The Bollinger Band is expanding to some degree, so I'm liking it here for gas. It looks like you know, we're heading into the winter. Well, we have summer, but again, in a few months we have winter here in Europe at least. So yeah, very intriguing. Coal is also peaking out. You know, we have the huge bear market. This fractal here then got broken out, retesting within a bull flag, which is always decent to see. And we are trying to peak out here. When am I becoming really, you know, really interested in coal? Basically, I need to see these two highs there gets taken out. So we need to get above roughly 150. But for now, it's grinding. It's not looking the worst. Last, guys, but not least, we have XLE yesterday up 1.5%. I assume if oil closes here at 2%, again, I don't know. The J Powell is talking here in like 8 hours. Anything can happen. But again, we have, you know, a big breakout here, bullish consolidation, and now we're making potentially higher highs, and then we can actually be going. If we zoom out here, you can see we're basically at the 2022 highs there, breaking out, bull flagging, potentially breaking out here. If that's the case, if we start to move here for XLE, the energy sector is in full swing. We're talking oil, gas, coal, and uranium. And also, because they are very much related to each other, precious metals, the gold and silver. So yeah, again, nothing major has any meaning right now until we get Jay Powell talking. So, you know, when that happens, you will start to see a lot of volatility. And as mentioned, I will wait until the close tomorrow to see the trend, really. You can see a lot of head fakes. You usually get a lot of head fakes because algo is all over the place, going short, long, you know, and it's just a mess here. So don't think that just because when we see the dot plot from Jay Powell, if we see a spike in one direction, that, oh, this is now we're going, because usually the first initial move could be the wrong one, and then you can actually do a lot of stuff before eventually then go higher again. So the initial move, don't get too caught up in that. You know, head fakes is the name of the game there. So yeah, have an amazing day, guys, and remember, follow me here if you like the content on YouTube and Twitter and on the beautiful Substack. Have a great day, guys, and we will see you in the evening where I will do like a quick update on the price action after Jay Powell has been talking. Cheers, guys. Bye.